Alright, so hey guys, it's me Feliciel, and today I'm back with a sketchbook tour. So, like probably a week ago or something like that, I just finished my brand new sketchbook, which is actually an art creation talents sketchbook. It's pretty good. It holds well watercolors, like markers, and I didn't do a lot of tests with gouache, but from what I tried, which is pretty much one drawing, it was okay. So first of all, the stickers on the cover. This is a Mickey sticker that I had from when I was a kid. Probably came from Disneyland or something like that. Not much to it, I just thought I'd stick it on. And this one is a sticker that was holding the wrap of my planner from the artist Franard, that I'm gonna put the channel in the description as well because she has a really great channel. Her art is beautiful, her vlogs are really inspiring and all of that. So I got her planner and I thought the sticker was so cute. All the abundance and badassery in this new year, you've got this. It was cute and inspirational, so I thought I'd keep it. And on the back there's nothing and all, there's just like the strap, and also there is a little bookmark. So let's get started with the first page. As you can see, I wrote the dates. So it's from May 2018 to November 2018, and then starts the real art, let's say. So here's just a couple of portraits of, people. I know that those two were actual people and the rest are just like created from my mind. I'm actually pretty proud with like the plans and how the colors turned out. It was pretty much the first time I was trying watercolor with this sketchbook. And honestly, it kind of looks like gouache, it's kind of weird. Then this page, I don't really like it that much. It was just like a hand practice. This one is good that I tried using gouache for like one of the first times, and this other one looks just awful. Whether it's the gouache or the hand itself, like the anatomy is wrong, everything is just wrong with this. And then here we have a sort of like scenery, and I'm actually pretty proud of this because it's one of the first times I do like background with characters inside of the background, like it's interacting and like there's perspective going on. Now that I look at it, it looks pretty bad from like a couple of months after, but I mean I think for like the time I drew it, it was really good. I hope you're gonna be able to see, but like this one is a sketch of no face with like some flowers behind. And then here is a study I did. It was like a day, I spent the day in the train just drawing people. Okay, so this is the next page and it looks really bad. I wish we could just like skip it, but no, I'm still gonna talk about it because it's still important. So, this was the first time I drew Laura, my new OC that I really like. It's my little child. And then this is Nick, the good old OC I have since like, I don't know what year, but like it's an old OC that I still cherish. That kind of looks like, especially in this one, looks a lot like me. But yeah, and it was also the first time I was trying my brush pen on this sketchbook, and it turned out really bad, as you can probably see. I hate this. So yeah, moving on. These are more portraits and studies from actual people, and this is actually my English literature teacher from last year. So yeah, it was also an attempt of using again my Faber-Castell Pit Artist pens, because I kind of like went on a hiatus with them. I just didn't know how to use them, and I actually use them as like full-on coloring, except I think it looks better when it's more like this, where it's just like partially colored and it's mainly used for like shadows and stuff like that. So that's what I did for these. And here it's like, the struggle of the other eye. But yeah, so I just covered it with an eye patch and there we go. Problem fixed. There we go. So then some more sketches. They're not that good and it looks extremely cartoonish. Then some drawing I never finished, where it was going to be like two characters holding each other. It would have been cute if I finished it, but I never did. Then just like trying to draw the same person with two different styles, with one that's a lot more round and the other one is angular. Then this was for Pride, so it was actually like the lesbian day or something like that, you know, Pride month, and there was like a day for each, and this was for like lesbian. So I drew this because, you know, my little gay heart was for them. And then I drew this, which looks really bad because of the highlights I did with the white pen. Both of these are watercolor, and I think it's like really nice when I put watercolor because it like pops out more and it's more like visually interesting. But I always end up putting the watercolors like once I finish the sketchbook because I'm just lazy and I do all these sketching like when I'm at school. I'm not gonna get out my watercolor brushes, my water, and like my watercolor palette, you know, in the middle of like physics class, because you know you can't really do that. So yeah, I really like them, her a bit less. I think I kind of ruined her. Then some study that's really like wrong with the perspective, but whatever. I was actually pretty proud of like how I did the shadows with my pen because it was like one of the first times I was trying to use a ballpoint pen. So it was just the girl that was next to me in Spanish class, I think. And then here's a sketch I never finished of just like this girl looking at the sea and with her sitting on a bench with her lunch. And then here's one of my best pages, I think, with like just a landscape, and there was like a dog in front, and I actually sat there for like a huge amount of time to do this drawing, like for the sketching and all that, to get everything right and all the detail. And like my shitty technique for making landscape look like good and okay is just adding as much detail possible. So like a little guy, like a lot of trees and boats, and you know the stream of the river and like the dog and all that, so that it like distracts the eye from the false perspective. But yeah, and I really like this, and I did the line art with like a ballpoint pen. Then here's a just random sketch with a huge fucking head, like oh my god. I think she's like 3 heads tall in total, or maybe 4. But with my red and blue pencil, and I really like the combo red and blue, so it's nice for the color, but like anatomy wise it's really awful. Then you can probably not see this, but it's like a sketch I did with a pencil on a black piece of paper, and it makes like a really gray, light gray sketch that I really like, and it's of my OC Laura, so she's there again. And then it's another sketch of this time house, and I forgot to paint it. Then, moving on, some random sketch of a girl just walking towards us with the hand held like here. I tried doing like some perspective, but it looks kind of iffy. I don't really like it. And then here is a drawing of a person that was at a bar looking at the football match last summer. So then I did like multiple studies. I really like her, I'm pretty proud of it, but her legs are super short because like I forgot, you know, I had to like add more space. Then these are more people from the football match that we're watching at the bar, so like these and like him. I also remember that I drew him in the train as we were coming back home after the match. After France won, and the guy was just, you know, waiting there and like talking to some people, and when we all went off because like it was the last station, the guy realized I was drawing him and said, oh, can I see it? He was like, oh, it's really nice and all, and I was like, oh, this is like embarrassing at the same time because he saw me drawing, but also like it's like wholesome because, you know, those nice little compliments makes your day sometimes. So then 2 sketches, one's red and one's blue. So the red one is more realistic, and it was an attempt at making a self-portrait, and the red one is just like a cartoon of me, I guess. And this was for the Draw This in Your Style from, I don't remember who, but it was like one of the first ones, and I never posted it because I forgot pretty much, and I never had time to color it, so yeah. Then this page is really simple, just another red and blue sketch that I really like. I might draw her, like paint her on another piece of paper, like for watercolors or something like that one day, or not. But yeah, so just like some girl that's sitting there in a corner and smoking. And then some very minimalistic drawing that I actually found on Pinterest, so I just redrew it. I didn't trace it, but like, you know what I mean. I thought it was aesthetic, so I drew it again. And then we got some Ventar over here, which is pretty much like my fear of being abandoned in a way and losing friends and people in general. So yeah, just stay, please. I'm desperate. But yeah, so just some Ventar, and I'm actually pretty proud of my hand. It's not looking great, but it's not looking bad either. It's okay. Then it was just a simple sketch of a guy that turned out to be a full page of just, I can't even put words to it. It's just so weird. But once again, watercolors makes everything pop out. Then we got some OCs, so Nick over here with written very shy, likes being alone, pretty insecure, enjoys silence. And then, well, Laura, that I never wrote her characteristics. But yeah. Then got some more sketches. This was supposed to be me, so self-portrait. Random people I saw. These were just random sketches again. And Casper, because why not? Because it was like a name of if I wanted to do an OC. And then this one is a page I really like these two pages. So this is a character I did with my ballpoint pens, and kind of like a summery vibe with the t-shirt with like a knot which makes it cropped, and like some shorts and all of that. I really like this. And then on the other side is a character that I added watercolors and once again ballpoint pen, and I really like it. So the hands is really fucked up, but you know what, it's okay. I really like the colors I used. I might draw her again sometime on some good quality paper, you know. Some sketch I never did, and then comes the nudity. So yeah, that's when I decided to do some naked people, because you know that's a great way to learn. Then we have these two, so with ballpoint pens, followed with her, and then her. And then this one was interesting because it was a picture online, and it was like from a bottom perspective, so like it was original, you know, in a way, and interesting visually, so I thought I'd draw that point of view as well. And then back to some normal drawing, so just a random red pencil sketch of someone walking, with then some more sketches. And here I actually added some blue because like those sketches were made with my red pen, and then I outlined with the black ballpoint pen, and then here's like a bit of blue. And then over here is a sketch of a character, and that's when I tried putting Posca on my drawings for the first time. And the character isn't mine nor the pose, it's just like some drawing I found online and I redrew. But it was to try the Poscas because it looked really dope with that, you know, character in a way. Then some shoe studies, because I do not know how to draw shoes, and this actually looked really nice, especially those. Those are really, really nice, and those as well. Then some eyes with a style I don't use at all, so it's kind of weird. And this was an attempt at drawing myself again. And then the doggos. So I'm really bad usually at drawing animals, and this was the first time I was actually trying to draw a dog out of a picture and really like analyze it and try my best at making it look like a dog. So this was like a Shiba Inu, I think, or maybe a Chow Chow, I don't know. And it had like a paper boat on its head, and it was really cute. And this was another dog that was really, really cute, like sticking his tongue out. Then we got some drawing out of photography, so it's just like some study, I guess. And then we got some gay shit with my OC Laura and some other girl. This is very, very wrong with like anatomy, because the head is huge, the hands are horrible, bodies are super small, like, and tiny. Then we got the character sheet of Laura. So this is Laura. Meet Laura, my new OC. She's 180 centimeters. She's a female. She's a lesbian, and she's born the 23rd of August 1997. So she's pretty loud and extrovert and hates kids, but loves animals even though she's not loved back by them, and is very brutally honest. So yeah, that's Laura. That's my new OC. Hope you like her. Greetings. I meet Laura to you, Laura. There we go. We have the introductions to my new OC. I hope you like her all and welcome her to the family. You know. And then back to some other random sketches, like some study of somebody that was just posing there, and then that's some drawing of a girl with sort of like aquarium backpack. I don't know, I thought it was an interesting concept, so I thought I'd draw it because why not. Then I have started using these, which actually protects my drawings from one page to another. And that's when I started using some really like thick pencils, and I changed drastically style from here to here. And it's because I did some like drawings for my aunt, so like I actually worked with like art and doing stuff, and I got paid for it for the first time, and it was a really nice experience. But it made me like not draw what I wanted in portraits and all that for like 2 or 3 weeks. So suddenly when I came back at it, I had this total new style, and it was really nice, and I actually prefer it. So yeah, and this one is one of my favorites, I think. I really like this as well. And this one is more similar to my cartoon style. This is actually a drawing from Tamika, and I actually drew it again because she has a really nice style and she's really good at art. I'll put her channel in the description down below. Then we got some other portrait. More portraits. I don't really like this though, nor this one. It's kind of like searching my style still. This one is still searching my style and really weird as well. And then this one is like a character that had like tattoos on the back and like this really flowy thing. I don't know what it was, like silky material. And then some hands. So what better way to draw hands than making inappropriate things, such as a middle finger, because why not? Pretty much the thing that I do the most with my hands. That sounded extremely wrong, but you know what I mean. I don't know, I often flip off people. Yeah, I thought I'd draw a middle finger that actually looks really good for my standards, and then a hand that was like smoking, because it's also like an interesting position. And then another random sketch. So here is when I started using pencil, like colored pencil. So it was just like some random sketch with like some fishes inside of a cup, and I added some like color with some pencil, and those were the polychromos from Faber-Castell. Some other drawing, and here is some markers, and I actually stuck a piece of paper on the other side because the marker bled through. Here's a really bad drawing. I tried using my brush pen, but like the brush pen looks really bad with this sketchbook. And overall I just don't know how to use it, I guess. And yeah, let's just avoid it. And I forgot to talk about this, but it's once again some colored pencil. It's not great because like anatomy is really bad, and like I really didn't spend a lot of time on this, and it's very visible. So yeah. Then here we have a study out of a picture that I actually printed, and it was like off of Pinterest. I just redrew the same thing, like the character with the books, and I mean, I don't know if it's books, like cassettes or something. And I really like having different materials and like subjects and colors in my sketchbook. I think it makes it more visually interesting. Then we have another drawing. It was just a random sketch, and I added some blue here for the flower because it was kind of boring. And here's some studies of cats, because why not? We love cats. I don't understand why people don't like cats, because cats are awesome. Then we have two very poorly drawn things, so let's just skip through. And then these are notes from art class. And then here's the sketch of the swing by Fragonard, which is like a Baroque painting. And I actually did a full artwork based on that. I actually reproduced the whole painting with watercolors and like put it in my style. So that's why I did this little sketch. Then I also went to the entire mood of redoing paintings I love. So this is the girl with the pearl earring that I really like. And then this is a Klimt painting. I don't remember the name, it's probably like The Kiss. Then we have my two OCs, so Laura and Nick with my new style. Laura looks really weird, like Nick is okay on the profile, but the front view on both is really weird. And over here is some vent art. So it's just an eye with a tear and saying, "You will never understand the hell I feel inside my head." So then we're back to the swing. So my notes are in French for this because it was for art class, with like the size of the painting and when it was made, so 1767. And there was another artwork that was based off of the swing, and it's the swing after Fragonard by Yinka Shinopari in 2001, and I thought it was really nice, so I also put a picture. And yeah, and I did a full-on sketch because the other one was a sketch of just a part of it, and here's like a sketch of the full painting. So then I drew this animal and I added some color with colored pencil because why not, it was kind of looking dull and boring. And here's a character, and I tried to add color with a highlighter, but it looks pretty bad, so that's kind of like a sad thing that happened. Then some little character, and I added like some colored pencil once again. And I really like this because like I was actually learning that the colors need to be mixed to be good. So like here the hair isn't brown only, it's like blue, yellow, red, brown, black, a bit of every color. And same goes for the sweater, like the shadows are purple and pink. And then here's like a little character with some bunnies, not really interesting or whatever, but yeah. Then here we have some random notes and a drawing, then a ruined drawing with some Posca pens, and it just looks really weird. So let's just ignore that. And this is Bowsette. The day the Bowsette, like Instagram started doing a shit ton of like Bowsette art, I just joined in and I made mine. So this was a sketch, and I did like another one digitally that I actually posted on Instagram. It was a really fun idea of making Bowser as a girl. Then we have a random witch, and then a random person with a bunny mask hugging a big dog. It's kind of weird, so let's just skip it because it looks bad. Some vent art with just, once again, eyes. I often do eyes when I vent. And so it's, I'm exhausted from trying to be stronger than I feel, with just some eyes crying, because some emo shit. But yeah, it's you know, the lows, the depression and all that, you know, all that sweet stuff. And then character floating in space, because why not? I had an empty page. Some more hearts with using my blue and red pencil, saying, "I feel like I'm slowly drifting away," with a person that's literally drifting away because I am not creative. And then we got some character and a weird portrait with too many shadows. A random portrait with two eyes that was made with ballpoint pen. And then notes from art class and like example of artworks. And then here's some sketches from my really big art assignment, which the subject was 1983, so it's the year which Tetris came out, so I made some like Tetris related artwork. And then here's some sketches I made at the Louis Vuitton Foundation that had some Egon Schiele artwork. I really love and really recommend that exhibition because Schiele has really nice art. I just love that artist. So I did two of his artwork, and I attempted doing watercolor that kind of looked the same way, but it looked really bad because the watercolor didn't want to blend, so it just looks really weird. Some more notes of art class and more notes of art class. And then in art we did some chairs from different perspective, but like the first thing we had to do was draw like multiple times, and I added some Posca background to make it more visually interesting than just random chairs. So then just two random heads. It's actually my dad, like this does not look like my dad at all, but like yeah, this is the sketch for the drawing I did for my dad. Then over here we have the sketch of the artwork I did of Tessa Violet. All those three things I ended up doing it watercolor, like on a separate piece of paper. And so this is for Tessa Violet, and this was Strange Aeon. I actually have those artworks. So this was for this, and this was for this. I really like my new style with like watercolors, and like I feel like I really got the hang of watercolors now. Here's a pose that I really liked, and the character was really nice, and there was a sense of perspective. So to practice, I just like drew it again, and it was from Nalan1312. I'll put his Instagram in the description down below. And yeah, he had some really nice perspective, like movement going on. So I really like the depth because I'm unable to do that. So I just drew it again so that I could try, and turned out good. And then here's a random drawing of a character that I thought of that looks really bad. Then over here we have some random drawing. A girl that has really skinny legs because I just forgot that muscle and fat was a thing pretty much. But I like the outfit though. And then here was just a doll portrait, and here as well. So I thought I'd spice it up by adding some Posca. So here is, I just added like a pink background to make her pop out, and him I just like redid all the lines and all that with blue and purple. Then we have another drawing with some Posca. So it was just some random girl, and I thought, you know what, let's add some Posca because that's a thing. So I did a blue background, and then I added some like items that made her more royal. And then here is one of my favorite things. I keep saying that in this sketchbook tour, I'm sorry, but this is really something that I liked, and I actually based one of my art assignments on that drawing. Yeah, it's just an eye I drew in class, and then I was like, oh, you know what, let's make it kind of like godly in a way. So I did like some sort of like sparks everywhere and made it like darker next to the eye, and some clouds because why not? I'm really glad with that. Maybe one day I'll make a print out of it or something, I don't know. Then some notes, some other notes, some notes from the Georges Pompidou Museum, and I went there with my art class. And then I did a portrait for my mom, so I did a couple of sketches. This is the first one, the second one, the third one, and the fourth one. And I used none of these except this middle finger. So yeah, another hand flipping off because that's a thing. Over here, just a sketch of a person sleeping in the train with their bag. Not much to it, I never finished it. I'm just a lazy little person. And we've come to the end of this sketchbook. I hope you enjoyed this sketchbook tour and that it wasn't boring nor too long. I'm gonna start a new sketchbook. I've actually already started my new sketchbook, but I'm gonna continue with that sketchbook, and I'll maybe see you next time with a sketchbook tour or a cover or, you know, all that stuff. So if you want to see some more content, you can go ahead and subscribe to my channel, and why not leave it a like if you liked this video, and, you know, I don't know, comment something if you want. Feel free to do whatever you want. And yeah, I don't have really much more to say, but see you next time, and stay creative. True.